This is from Tuesday, September 15th. The first part of the class was talking about assessment. We're to the point now where we got to assess where you've gotten to and how you've done. Two ways we'll do this next week. One will be formative, where I'll look at your screen somehow. We'll have to share your screen with me so I can see how much of these exercises you've got complete by showing green. And there will be a rubric which I'll talk in a lot more detail about on Thursday, which will say something to the effect that all green, or perhaps all but one green, 7, or all but 2 to all but 4 green, 6, etc. But again, that'll be more clearly conveyed to you via haiku as well on this coming Thursday. And then I'll do the correction of it, or the checking of it, on Monday or Tuesday next week. The second part of the assessment, upcoming, will be a test that I'll give to the classes next Monday, the 21st of September. So for you that are still in quarantine or away, it'll have to be done at home in a timed way with your parent looking over your shoulder, sort of thing, but we can cross that bridge when we come to it next week, and I'll talk more about it again on Thursday. Because that's what Thursday is going to be all about, is basically getting ready to do that kind of a test. Oh, I didn't mention that part yet, because that's the second thing. The second thing is that there will be a test. So the formative is just looking to see how you've done with this, and the test will be a test testing all this stuff, and much more on that on Thursday. And again, it'll be written out clearly on haiku. But for now, just a little bit of a heads up that it will be a combination of the multiple choice quizzes and some questions straight from those quizzes and some variations of them, and then taking those kinds of questions and turning them into free response questions. Like, instead of having a multiple choice A, B, C, D, which of the following are control structures, there could be a free response question that goes something to the effect of list 3 different control structures. And then a third part of that test will be actually doing on paper and with pencil some of these Corel exercises. So anyway, we took a bit of time to talk about that for the first time, and as I've said a couple times already in this video, we'll do a lot more about that on Thursday, and I'll do a video which summarizes it. So the rest of the class today was finishing off Corel with the 3 last units that were to be done. Pretty straightforward, and a repetition of lots of stuff that we've already talked about. Control structures, well, these are all control structures. While, if else, for loops, they're all control structures, so more examples. This is talking about testing, and we've done a really good job, I think, this semester with step through the different exercises that you worked on. So he just gives you his take, Jeremy gives you his take on that, and it's good. But there is one other thing that I want to show you about that's there. And in the last one, we've also done a really good job with, I think, through the month or month and a half of this course so far, is your indentation of code has been good. But there's something that I want to show you there as well. So watch through each of the videos, do the quizzes, etc. And let me just talk a little bit about a couple of things that are just a little bit challenging. First is, in the interest of talking in some detail about testing, there is a quite complex exercise here that I'm still waiting to load. There it goes. And it's cool the way that it works. All I want to really do in the video is point out that this is understandable to you. It's not understandable by kind of looking at it all at once. It's understandable by watching the video as he explains through what he's doing and pausing it where you're in need of a little bit more time, perhaps. But the fact of the matter is, it's a couple of while loops and a for loop and method calling, and it's all stuff that we've done. It's just that it's all put together. And this is the direction that we're going for after the assessment of next week, is there will be some challenge exercises where you'll just be off to the races for a couple of weeks on your own, pretty much, and putting these different control structures together to achieve fairly sophisticated algorithmic problems. And this is basically the first really quite challenging one that comes your way. So I wanted to point that out, that I do realize that, and you will need to take a little bit of time to appreciate that. But if you take it step, one step at a time, you'll be able to get a pretty good idea of what's going on. And then the other thing that's a little bit challenging from today is these last couple of exercises, getting you to format code. And as I just mentioned a little while ago, we've done a really good job. We have not had formatting issues like this. We have, or you have, really got into good habits of formatting from the beginning. But the one thing that I want to mention to you as you listen to Jeremy talk about how formatting is important and how you do it is the way that in his version, when he recorded the video, the braces can be seen to match up. When he selects or clicks after one of the braces, one of the open braces, its pair, its partner, will become highlighted green in the video. And I actually prefer the way that that was done. The way that it's done now in this version of Code High School is a little bit different. It's harder to see. But anyway, if you click after an open brace, assuming that all the braces are there, then its partner, its closed brace, will be highlighted a very difficult to see way with a thin, as you can see if you look closely right here, rectangle around that closed brace. So without doing it for you, what you're going to do is find those pairs and then tab in with one press of the tab key, everything between the braces. And then look for the next pair, so it would be this, which pairs up with, it's right there, so everything inside. And again, I don't want to do this for you, but the one that comes after this is a little bit more involved, so I'll leave it there. You're trying to format as we've seen. You should format correctly. And that is it. So there was a lot that we did today, but we got through it. So you should be able to, if you've been able to keep up with the videos and are still able to do this, go through to the end of this one. If not, you're soon going to be in Thailand, and we'll do whatever we need to do to get you caught up. But that's it for today. Much more than on Thursday's class, whenever the video is done, either late Thursday night or on Friday, to talk more about the testing.